a 2-year. For me, I don't even see it as a 4-year process. The important thing is that let's begin to see that things are being done. Do you understand? If you infrastructure, for example, if you say you want to start all the roads in Nigeria, for example, you're not going to do it you're not even going to do it in 10 years. It's for you now to begin to prioritize. This West Road is important. Let's do that one. Something is important. So you begin to prioritize, and you begin to look at areas where it's going to affect the common man on the street. Right now, that is not happening. But I understand. The only problem, our government always say, Nigerians have to sacrifice. We cannot continue to sacrifice every time. I think this is the last time that Nigerians should sacrifice. Let's keep going like 2 years. Nothing is going to change in 2 years, but you begin to see the sign. You begin to see the sign. So everybody is talking about Lagos. You and I, we had a discussion about Lagos, about Fashola, about generally, I think, one time like that. But the point I like about, people say what you like about Fashola, he has set a precedent that other people have to live up to. When this president governor first president, everybody was like, what's this man doing? What?
Hello?
Hello? I think we lost our listener.
Yes.
Well, more said, opinions, and I sadly, and it might appear to be, that I will be using strong words, but I do blame Nigerians. For as long as Nigerians, they don't think as one, we will continue to have problems in Nigeria.
Right.
And that is sad because let us, if you look back in history and, what makes Nigeria, all the tribes with all the languages, all the dialects, the different religions, why can't we live in peace? When I have also a question for our caller.
Yes, his name is Kunle. Leila of Kaduna has a question for you, Kunle.
Okay. The question is that, as you asked me earlier in the show, Dr. Brahma, what does our caller feel about the burning of the Zambezi, forest by the military?
I'm not sure you have heard of that. The military burned Sambisa forest to meet the deadline of ending Boko Haram by December.
Does he think that is the solution to Boko Haram?
I think part of it, whether we like it or not, I think they've made some gains as far as Boko Haram is concerned. Of recent, the activities have been lessened a little bit. It wasn't as far as like 4-5 months ago, which I think it's drastically reduced. And I think that if they keep up at this, if they don't relax and everything, they might not miss this deck because December is gone as far as I'm concerned. But at least if they can keep it the way it is, it's been in the last 1 month or 2 months that the activities are seriously curtailed, then that's our progress. That's our progress. Then we are hoping that I don't think Boko Haram can ever be ended. I don't think so. Yeah, it's like our killer. He has come to stay. It's the truth. What it means is that we have to because, and you ask yourself about some of these things. Like, where do they get their funding from?
Very important question.
Yeah, we know the rock banks and what you call it, but how have they been able to sustain themselves? Because I heard that banks all along that axis were shut down. You go to some villages, there's no bank. You have to go to places like Madugu or something to be able to get to take you to the bank. So where did they get their funding from? How did they get their supply? Which was one of the main things that the Nigerian military said they were doing. They were trying to cut off their supply routes.
So,
how did they get their supply? What do people selling ammunition to them? Those are some of it's like ISIS. What are the people selling ammunition to ISIS?
The Russians have been accusing ISIS of selling oil through Turkey and all of that, and they are saying if you can cut the sale of oil, it would help to cut ISIS. So you are saying that you are agreeing with, because earlier we discussed the same thing and we said they cannot defeat Boko Haram unless the government goes seriously against the sponsors, the financiers, the gun suppliers, the people behind it.
And I think it's going to happen eventually. That has to happen. They cannot discuss. They cannot, until they call on their finance, call on their supply lines, talk to governments that have been selling them ammunition. Because they don't manufacture ammunition. So where are they getting it from? Where are they getting bullets from? There's definitely some countries selling selling ammunition. We need to look to where they have some coming from and nip it in the ball. They cannot fight if they don't have the guns to shoot, and if they don't have the guns to kill and everything.
Priorities are different for different people.
Yeah, she said priorities are different. Yeah, the priorities are different for different people.
Government has different priorities. Certain members in the government have their own priorities, personal priorities, and then whatever is left is for the regular Nigerians.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, no, she's just saying everybody has different priorities. You know, some people in the government, their priority is not to stop the supply. You know, we don't really know what the government is doing about the sponsors of Boko Haram, to be honest, because this government doesn't say much. Yes, go ahead.
The thing about it, let me go back a bit. There was a time that people, for political reasons, they said, oh, Buhari is Boko Haram. Do you understand?
Right.
People still say, Buhari is this, Buhari is that. But we all know that it's not. And part of what I think we said that time is that if you don't have proof, you cannot start calling people things. And I don't think why having gone through that, we start picking people up as sponsors of Boko Haram if he does not have solid evidence to back it up.
Right, but what about with all the tools of the National Security Department, the same way that they are pressing the people for corruption?
That's what I wanted to go back to. Have you forgotten that the cost of main sponsors of Boko Haram and blah 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 in the last administration, whatever happened to those people, we don't know till today. I don't even think those people are in Nigeria anymore. Some guys were arrested. One of those Lebanese that they found ammunition that they had an armed depot. It was in Kaduna and Kano.
In Kano, yes. They've been locked up, but they've not traced it somewhere else. They've not traced it to the other connection. They said Gusau. They said. Interesting you brought up the one of the Kano arms catch, because the former NSA, Ali Gusau, was linked to that arms cache that was found in Kano with the Lebanese, and the arms were allegedly imported during his time, and he has been Nigeria's national security advisor, and then he was Minister of Defense for over like 15 years. So He has been in charge of security when a lot of these things, Boko Haram, were established, when those arms were being imported, and all of this. So there are definitely leads that can be followed and continued on. Go ahead, Mr. Kunle.
I'm sure they're doing that. And, some of these people are not Nigerian ordinary men, everyday people that they can just pick up. If they're picking them up, let's be politically correct now. You should be able to defend it to say that what's happening with what do you call it? This person with Yasuki. The man, I'm beginning to feel that there are something, he's just looking for people to go. He wants to drag people down with him. You understand? If I said, he gave Wari money, Wari defended himself with what he was entitled to. I said he only collected 2 cards, which is entitled to as a former army general. You understand?
Former president, yes.
Former head of state.
Right.
You understand? Now they come, the federal.
We lost our caller, Leila. Very opinionated guy, yes.
Well, there are a lot, as I said several times before in my conversations, with you, that we do have brilliant minds in Nigeria. We do have even well qualified people in Nigeria. However, they are not the ones, unfortunately, to always be handling, the affairs of the other people. So we thank our caller, and I wish, we could have heard, more of, in perspective, how does he sees, Nigeria and the things that he sees happening, in the new year. I apologize that, it seems we didn't get a chance to ask him to greet his friends, his close and loved ones in Nigeria and, outside Nigeria. I think that at this point, probably you and I, we should do that. And we should thank our listeners, for their support and for paying attention, to our show, logging in and hearing and being informed about all the events happening there. Unfortunately, it seems that a lot of times people who are right there in Nigeria, they don't get to hear the news right away. It is much easier even for us outside Nigeria to hear such news before they do.
Very true. Thanks to social media, we have broad, high-speed internet, which their access is not as high. Go ahead.
Right. So I'd like now, to take this opportunity, of course, once again, we thank our listeners. We wish for the best of the best in the new year, 2016. Our next show together, next Sunday, we will be already into the new year. It's going to be, I believe the date is January the 3rd. I'm into that. And hopefully, I hope improvement for God's guidance and, to see all the good things that we were supposed to see a long time ago in Nigeria.
Indeed, amen.
And for those Nigerians outside Nigeria, please keep on doing what you are doing and be proud.